Hi there, it's Joel Hufford from the Havant Thicket Reservoir Communications team once again. Got another video for you ahead of our 2nd of April event about the Havant Thicket Reservoir Visitor Centre. Today we're going to meet the architects who've been appointed to design the centre. So Richard is here. Richard, want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Richard Woods, partner at Urban Fabric Architects. And just to say from the outset, we are really excited and thrilled to be working on the Havant Thicket Reservoir Visitor Centre project.
Fantastic. Now, Richard, you've got some slides just to talk people through about who you are, what you worked on before, and in particular the ways in which you like to work as well. So I'll just get those up for you.
Thank you very much. The first slide is just to introduce the team who will be working on the project. So we are Urban Fabric Architects, and the 5 of us who will be working on this project in particular is myself, Richard, the other partner at Urban Fabric Architects, Alison Davis, Matt Honeywood, Ingrid McLaren, and Deeksha Ganesh, who will be the team directly working on this project. We are a relatively small architectural practice. We're based in Nottingham, and I guess our particular emphasis is on projects for public sector clients, but also things like visitor centres and museums and education projects are probably the mainstay of the kind of work we're very interested in and have the greatest expertise in. But we are also very interested in sustainability issues and also working in sites of environmental sensitivity, which is obviously very relevant to the project in hand. Let's have a look at the next slide. So just looking at some past experience, one very relevant project is the Visitor Centre at Attenborough Nature Reserve. This was designed by Alison Davies, as I mentioned, the other partner at Urban Fabric. It's very similar in its scope, I think, to the proposed Visitor Centre for Havant Thicket Reservoir. It has a cafe, education facilities, shop, reception area, toilets, and associated ancillary facilities, a place you can sit out and gaze over the lovely views and so on. It has proved very, very, very popular as a visitor attraction, and not only in the daytime providing its main usage, but also it's been used for weddings and private parties and so on, because it's got a sort of quite a, I guess, an iconic quality to it. We learned a lot from this project, and that is wisdom that we'll be bringing forward to the current project. But we do believe you can create a great visitor attraction and uphold all the requirements of environmental sensitivity that you obviously need to do on such a project. Let's have a look at the next slide. This is a contrasting but relevant in many ways, this project. This is Crescent Kerno, an archive building in Redruth. Not only an archive, in fact, but also a library, a visitor centre, a cafe, and an important visitor attraction for Cornwall. It gathered together the archive of the county, which was scattered in many places, and has proved, I think, very successful since opening. It won an RIBA award and a National Civic Trust Award, and is popular with both visitors and staff alike. The thing that's different about this from the Visitor Centre project at Havant Thicket Reservoir is that we were working with an historic building, but there were new build elements tying in as well. So, but many things are very similar as a design challenge. It had to be invitational, fully accessible, drawing in a diverse range of users, and providing quite an attractive and enticing place for people to come. Let's have a look at the next slide. I mentioned earlier, we are very interested in sustainability and environmental excellence. And I just wanted to mention this project. The photo on the left was taken just before recent completion. It's a little school in Milton Keynes, particularly addressing the requirements of children with special education needs. In fact, we had the opportunity to liaise with them on the design, and they genuinely influenced the design approach. I mention it particularly because it is an ultra low carbon school with no reliance on fossil fuels, and we believe it to be the most environmentally ambitious school that Milton Keynes have ever done. And it's up and running now and working well, I believe. And it was a very interesting project to work on, and it helped us push further our environmental credentials and ambitions. Now, if we look at the next slide, this is also in Milton Keynes. Alison Davis, the other partner at Urban Fabric, was commissioned as, had a short time commission as an archivist in residence, exploring the fascinating archive of Milton Keynes, which is a very interesting new town. And a travelling exhibition was put on, designed by her and the council and another local organisation. And this pavilion designed by Alison was zero carbon in operation, but also with very, very low embodied carbon as well. So as a environmental pioneer, it was a very interesting project, just using plywood timber really as its single constructional material. Let's move on to the next slide. We have had a couple of opportunities to go to the site already, and I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to introduce you to the wider design team. So it's not just architects who have been appointed, but an array of really excellent expert consultants. And so just to mention them by name, Price and Myers are civil and structural engineers who we've worked with many times, and in fact did work on the Attenborough Nature Reserve project that we've just shown you. They are highly skilled and they're with very good and relevant experience. Brockholes Visitor Centre, shown on the left, is one of their projects. We also have FERA, landscape architects, and we've been working with FERA myself. I think my first project with them is now 20 years ago, so for a long time, and we hold them in very high regard. RCDC are the services and environmental engineers, so they will be right in the front line of ensuring that the environmental excellence that we aspire to on this project will be delivered. And Appleyard and True, who also worked with us on the Attenborough project, will be the quantity surveyors, the cost consultants, making sure the project is delivered on budget. Let's have a look at the next slide. There are some fascinating and unique qualities to the project, and one of several that is of particular interest to us is the unusual and exciting opportunity to use Site 1 oak for the building. And this photo I took in the timber storage yard that it's currently located. And this timber we will use on the project, and we are already working with the structural engineer to identify an imaginative and elegant and efficient way of using the oak that has been won and carefully stored as the structural frame for the project. And onto the final slide, please, Joel. And then just to underline our commitment to engagement, we very much enjoy working with the expertise of local people on projects, and we're very much looking forward to taking forward the consultations and the engagements that we will have with groups such as yourselves through this visitor centre design. Here's a couple of pictures of previous and recent engagement projects we've done. On the left, that is Alison Davis, partner at Urban Fabric, leading a tour of primary school children on a feasibility study project we did for a visitor centre again in Milton Keynes, and on the right where we went into a primary school in Birmingham to do a school design project with them, and they were very imaginative and energetic year group that we had the pleasure to work with. We value very highly these interactions and appreciate that local people and interested parties have much wisdom to bring to the process. Thank you, Joel. That's probably enough for now, and we look forward to taking this conversation further.